Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. So y'all, I know that we are in the digital age and some people may think the classic planner is a little bit outdated and it may be a relic of the past. However, this tool can help you. It really can be a secret weapon for you to be able to stay organized, motivated, and in control of your life. So if you found yourself neglecting your planner, fear not. In this video, we're going to explore 15 ways that you can fall back in love with your planner and make it an indispensable part of your daily routine. So let's get into it. So if you are anything like me, from time to time, you fall off the planner bandwagon and you're not inspired by your planner for whatever reason, and you may not be pulling it out as much as you used to. And I too struggle with that from time to time as well. So I will say that for the past maybe 2 months, I tried to go digital to see if maybe that was going to be the thing for me. And I had been using my planner just a little bit to do few things, not as much as I used to use it, and I missed it. But y'all, I needed to figure out a way to get back into it because it wasn't so easy as just picking it up and then going full force again like I had been before. I had to figure out a way to fall back in love with it. So what I typically do is I pull out all of the planners, I look at past videos just to kind of see what I was inspired by, how I was planning, what I could re-implement, and that seems to help me. So I'm going to talk to you about those 15 ways that help me to be able to fall back in love with my planner because it really does help me to stay motivated and productive. So let's first talk about the first thing that you can do to fall back in love with your planner, and that is to personalize it. So if you know me, I love all the things and I'm sure you do too if you're a planner girl like me. So I love all of the decorative covers. I love the embellishments. I love all the pins and all of the decorative things that make the planner unique and really draws my eye in to make me want to pick it up and use it. So maybe add stickers, drawings, quotes, anything that's going to resonate with you to make you want to use your planner and make it more unique and appealing. So from page markers to vellum, all of that could be used to make your planner more decorative. I also love these little charms here on the side. I add sticky notes here just to be able to flip to those pages quickly, but I also like for it to look good. A good page marker is going to also help you out as well because it does add a decorative element as well. So you really want to make this personal to you. So I like to also add sections so that I know what's in my planner. There's so many different ways that you can personalize your planner to make it your own and to make it stand out so that you'll want to use it. And that's the key here. You really want to decorate it and personalize it to your taste. And so again, there's just so many things that you can add on the dashboards itself. You could pop in folders like you see here. Journaling cards are a great way to personalize your planner. So I like to add a multitude of things, just little quote cards here to help to inspire me. And I also love attaching notepads to be able to not have a full notepad in my planner, but to still be able to access my favorite notepads. So that is the first way that you can personalize your planner. Also, a good pin is a nice statement piece as well. So overall, when I look at my planner here, it really makes me want to open it because for me, it's just so gorgeous and I love pretty things. And so if you can decorate your planner or personalize your planner to look and feel exactly how you want it to, that's going to help you to fall back in love with your planner. This is my current setup right now, but I've evolved over time. I simplified some things and I really tweaked this planner to get it the way I want it, but it takes time, you know, and it also is going to be a constant process. So you're going to at some point be bored with your planner, and that has happened to me. And then I gut it and then I start fresh. I may take some things from the previous planner and build a new planner, which is kind of what I did here. So that way I could feel like I have a new planner, okay? The second thing that you can do to fall back in love with your planner is to upgrade your tools. So this is my toolkit here, and inside of here I have a lot of different things, and this all helps me to be able to plan more effectively. So you definitely want to invest in quality pens, markers, and highlighters. Those things are going to make writing in your planner a pleasure. And so I have some whiteout here in my kit. I also have some scissors so that I could easily cut washi and things like that to really decorate those planner pages. Then you also may want to keep in there some glue of some sort. And remember, I'm not going to say this. This is the only time I'm going to say it, but every single thing that I'm mentioning in this video, for the most part, is going to be from Fancy Plans Co. Okay, so all of this is available from Fancy Plans Co. and what I've showed you so far. And so if it's not available, then I will mention that so that way you know, okay? So this is some little adhesive. So sometimes I like to bind pages together. So it's good to have that in here. I like a good Sharpie in here because it helps to write on the transparent sticky notes, although I am currently using another pen for that. I also love a good jelly roll because this helps in writing on any sort of craft sticky notes or black sticky notes. I've got my tweezers here, which help with picking up stickers to lay them down, a ruler, a fine tip Sharpie, and then this is a little glue pen, my X-Acto knife here, which by the way, any order over $25 is going to get a free one of this. So it's free one of these, excuse me. It looks just like this, except it is pink. And these are so gorgeous, all right? So I've got that in here, and then I just have a little clip art pen in gray. So figure out whatever tools you feel are necessary to you. And when you upgrade those tools, it's really going to help you to find enjoyment in decorating your planner, writing in your planner, and all of those things, okay? Also, we talked about highlighters. So I love this pouch here because it opens like this, and then you also can open it like this. It's so chic. So I do keep these in here. These are mild liners. Each color is available in our shop as well. And this just helps me to color code. It helps me to underline things. It helps me to put a dot if I want something to stand out. And again, all of these things are supposed to enhance your planner experience. So that way, again, you want to pick that planner back up and you start to find enjoyment in planning in your planner again. So these are all the tools that have helped me. And then I also love some sticky notes, okay? So I use a plethora of sticky notes. So we've got these lined sticky notes here, and then we've got some of our tab sticky notes. These are paper sticky notes. We have these in more colors than what you see here. So I keep these in another one of our PVC bags. And then I also love keeping sticky notes in my planner, so that way they're easy to grab for. So if you look in my planner, you'll see that I have sticky notes in here also. And so that way I don't have to be fumbling around with this sort of thing, although I do keep this in my planner bag nearby. But I love putting sticky notes on the vellums here. So sometimes I may put a sticky note here with a quote. I also love putting sticky notes on the tabs here, as you can see, to help me to find the pages easier. I may write a little something of encouragement on these as well. And then I also put sticky notes on my page marker here, so that way I can easily write on them. I can peel them off and put them where they go. Also, you'll see here that I have a whole another place where I keep sticky notes, and that's on this little tab here. And so in our shop, we do have this available, the plastic part here, and then it comes with 10 different colored sticky notes, transparent, that you can put on the tab, and it comes pre-punched, so that way you can make a little page marker like this that has all your sticky notes on it. So I love to keep sticky notes in my planner, and I'm sure if I did a search, I could find more, because a lot of times I'll put them on the actual divider here as well. Just a few of them I take off of the sticky note pad, so that way it doesn't bulk up my planner. And then that really helps me to just have them available to me. You see, that's how much I love sticky notes, and it really does help to personalize your planner, to add some variety to your planning, to be able to quickly get to different things within your planning system. And it just is an overall joy to use, and it really helps me to spark that joy in myself to want to use my planner. So definitely make sure that you have the right tools. You are upgrading your tools if you need to. Don't go out and spend a ton of money, but it really does help you to fall back in love with your planner. So here are more sticky notes. This whole entire system is available in our shop, all of these different colored sticky notes as well. So I keep these in my planner bag. As you can see, we've got a lot of colors. And so from time to time, I'll just come in here, grab one of these, and decorate my spread with it, or use it in some of the ways that I just mentioned to you guys here. All right, so upgrade those tools. Use good pens. Now the pen that I'm currently using right now is this pen. And I love it because the color is beautiful. It writes really well and it looks good also because I feel like, again, we talked about personalizing it, making your planner your own, making it look the way that you want it to look so that you'll use it. And so for me, I like for my pen to match my planner. I also use a good quality highlighter within my planner system. So I'm using this one here. And you want to make sure that, of course, it's not going to bleed through to the pages. So this, of course, is the Ascenti Soft Highlighter in gray. And so this really helps me to be able to, again, underline things, highlight things as needed. And then the permanent marker that I'm using, I do love a good Sharpie. That's why you do see it in my toolkit. But I'm using this Pilot ultra fine permanent pen for my transparent sticky notes, and that really helps me to be able to make sure that the ink is not wiping off of your sticky notes. That's very important when you're using transparent. So these are all of the tools that I'm currently using. I keep it all in my planner bag so that way it is readily available to me. This all brings me joy, and I will add to the tools as I see fit, because there are other things that I am considering tools that we'll talk about a little bit later, which are stickers. Okay, we definitely want to talk about that, and that's going to be of course a topic of discussion in this video too, because that's important to me, and I feel like that is something that brings me the most joy, to be able to see a good spread and to use all the stickers. So again, we'll talk about that soon, but grab your tools, your favorite tools, and if they need upgrading, if you need to add to them, do whatever works for you, whatever is going to bring back that joy. All right, the next thing that you want to do to bring back that joy and to fall back in love with your planner is to set goals. Goals are so important just in general, okay? In order to be able to track those goals, you want to be able to write them down. Now, again, we're talking about a paper planner here because we want to fall back in love with that. If you use a digital planner, some of these things will apply to you as well, but some may not. But goals is one of the things that is universal. So you want to track that however works for you, whether you're digital or paper. Okay, so this is how I track my goals. I use our life area goals pages so that I can break my goals down by the life area. Okay, so we've got family and friends, we've got career and business, spirituality, financial, health and fitness, personal development, fun and hobbies, romance, self-care, and we've got home. So you want to use your planner to track your short-term and your long-term goals, because seeing your progress can definitely be inspiring and it can be reinvigorating. So you definitely want to make sure that you're tracking those goals as well, even if it's just in a notebook. But I like to keep it in my planner so that way everything's all in one. And having these life area goals pages are definitely beneficial to help me because, again, it breaks everything down by life area, and that's kind of how my brain works. And it just allows you to see the different things in the different parts of your life and plan goals for those different parts of your life. So set those goals, and that definitely will help you to fall back in love with your planner, especially when you start to see that you're achieving those goals and that your paper planner has had an impact on you achieving those goals. Next, you should be prioritizing your tasks. And of course I do that, okay? So usually I keep everything on my weekly spread. So with this new layout that I'm using, which let me show you how it looks blank so you can see kind of how the pages look. I've already kind of put some dates in there for next week because I'm so hype about this. This really allows me to prioritize my tasks. So you want to use a system to prioritize your tasks. That could be color coding, using symbols, just to make it easier so that you know what needs attention first. So when it comes to that, sometimes I do highlight things here so that I know that that's an important task, but I do have a section here specifically for important tasks. So I know that these tasks are of priority. If I see it here and I see it highlighted, I know that that's a priority too. Or if I've added a bullet point or I've added an exclamation mark here, then I know that those things are important to me. So you want to develop whatever system works for you. And also color coding is also very beneficial. I did a whole month of color coding. I have a whole video on the system and the inserts that I used. So I do keep a key in here just in case I decide to go back to color coding, because I do think that it did help me visually to be able to see it all in front of me and to be able to just identify those tasks easier by knowing what color represents what. And so my color code key is usually events, household, family, fitness, work, spiritual, school, personal, to do. So just so you can see that a little bit more clearly. So those really helped me, and the inserts I was using were really cool, and seeing that whole thing. So I'll try to insert a clip in here so that way you'll be able to see that, because I don't think I have those planner pages anymore. But color coding works so well, and then also symbols. So sometimes I think on my inbox inserts I'll do a symbol like an arrow that means push, an X meaning I wasn't able to do that. You know, just certain things I'm able to, it's great to have a symbol for, okay? I actually don't have one to show you that, but I think you get the gist of it. You wanna have a way to, you want to have a way or a system that you use personally to be able to prioritize your tasks. And also, because my planner, the way my planner is sectioned out, I like to prioritize tasks by the different areas of my life. Again, you know, my first section is for calendar, and then I have a section for home, finances, fitness, faith, and personal. And then inbox, routine, and goals, and then work is at the top. So you want to be prioritizing those tasks for the different aspects of your life that are important to you, and that will help you to make sure you stay on track with those tasks. Okay, the next one is a super fun one. Okay, so I'm going to just show you my spread for this week, just so you haven't, just because I want you to show just how important visuals are, because that's what we're talking about next. For me, it's so important to have a beautiful visual of your weekly spread, and just incorporating visuals into your planner is just so important. You can do anything from doodles, sketches, motivational images, stickers, okay? Just to really make your planner more visually engaging. And so for me, this looks so beautiful to me. All of the layers, the soft colors, because that's my jam. I love the little pops of black here. You know, it just basically depends on your preference. But for me, this makes me want to open my planner every single week. And I like to switch it up too. So next week, I'm going to probably do something neutral, in the neutral family, but it's going to be completely different. And this week is going to inspire me to open my planner, because I'm just going to remember how beautiful it is. When I open it up, I'm not going to see anything that looks, you know, bad, in my opinion, from my taste. And that's going to make me open this planner more and more every day. Okay, so visuals is important. You definitely want to incorporate those into your planner. And again, we talked earlier in this video about how I like to go back and reflect on past planners. So you're about to get some of that, okay? Hey girl, hey. How was your day? I'm filming. Yes, I'm gonna see you in a little bit, okay? So this was an old mini planner that I used to use, you guys, and you've probably seen this on my channel if you're an OG, but my goodness, I really enjoyed using this. The cover's from Foxy Fix. As you can see, all of the visuals, right? This inspired me at the time to really open this planner. And so what I do is I come back in here and I just look at the pages and I say, man, what inspired me at this time? What did I like about this? What can I reincorporate this into my current system? See, we're talking about quotes, different stickers that I attached here. That's why it's important to keep some of your planners. That way you can go back and look at them and you can just really see what you felt about that particular planner. Even pockets, and then sometimes I like to go back in here and see like what's this? You know what I mean? Oh, this is a Pioneer application for auxiliary service that I didn't turn in. I must have got another one though. This is just such a fun process for me to just go back and look at this stuff, just to see what is all in here. Because you're gonna find some secrets and you're gonna find some inspiration. You're gonna find a lot of different things in here that you can use to really reflame your desire to start using your planner again. So keep some of your planners and maybe even consolidate. You know, sometimes I may not keep a whole planner, but I'll keep, you know, parts of it, and I'll kind of store it on discs so that way I can go back and I can look at some of this stuff. And maybe I might want to recreate a spread. There's so many ways you can benefit by going back to look at some of these planners. And then also, like, this one is pretty much set up, so I could technically just use this one as is, you know, if I want to. But this is really cool, just to go back and reflect. So I like to do that from time to time, and that really helps me. I also, like I said earlier, love looking at videos on YouTube. My past videos, I look at others' videos just to see what they're doing, and that really helps to motivate me as well. So photos, quotes, stickers, just different embellishments really help to make your planner stand out, and it really helps to make you want to go back in and use that planner again. So this was really pretty. So this is another traveler's planner, traveler system that I used to use before. And for whatever reason, never picked it back up, but I kept it because it was really one of my only traveler's notebooks. And I wanted to just keep it because if I ever go back into a traveler's notebook, I could use this as inspiration to see how to set up that new one. All right, so, and this is a beautiful cover. I probably have this linked on my Amazon store because this is from Amazon. This is during my days when I was shopping other stores and not my own. So now I'm just using Fancy Plans Co. stuff. And then also look at the different planner systems you used in the past. This is an Erin Condren. Do you want to go back to that? You know, did this really inspire you? That's why it's important to kind of keep some of those planners if you have space for them so that you could see, you know, what switch up you may need. And so this was really nice. This is what I used for business and social. And this worked for me for that time. And then I switched it up. And that's the key. And so sometimes it takes a little longer to switch up. You know, you just kind of sit on it. You know, you just, for whatever reason, you just go through that time when you're not inspired to plan at all. Even if you don't, you know, you may not plan digital, you may not plan physical, you just may not be planning. But I find that planning for me is so helpful. And when I'm not planning, again, I did pretty much just do digital and a little bit physical planning for those 2 months I took off. But for me, when I'm not planning, it really, really shows me when I get back into planning how much I missed it and how much it benefited me with staying on track of all the various things that I need to do in my life, you know? And so, you know, really try to be in tune with that too. Do you feel like you're better with it or without it? You know what I mean? So this was an old Erin Condren planner. As you can see, I was pretty consistent with it and I really loved it. But of course, I've evolved into my own system, okay? And then this was one of my happy planners that I used to use in the past with all of the tabs here. This was so awesome. I really loved using this one as well. As you can see the date there, this is from 2020. So some of the weekly spreads were hit or miss, although they were gorgeous, like this one I really like. And some of them I wrote in. This is just a part of the process. So don't beat yourself up about it. You know, if you go through those times like I did where you just aren't inspired to plan, but really sit down and look at things and say, oh my gosh, what did I like about this spread? Why was I so happy to write in all of the things? And then try to channel that energy into getting back into things. This is my cloth and paper spread. So I really enjoyed this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have written in those pages, all right? So just remember to try to use those visuals. They really, really help you to be able to want to get back into that planner and use it like you used to so that, of course, it could benefit you. Let me take this out. That might happen as well because this might help me now because I'm doing keto again. Yeah, this is a keto challenge, all right? See, stuff like that, okay? I always try to keep at least some planners. All right, and then this was my 2020 goals fold out, which I didn't finish for whatever reason. Okay, so use visuals, you guys. They're so important. They really do help. I'm a visual person, and most people, I believe, are visual people, and so that really helps you to be able to get back into the swing of things. Next thing you want to do is reflect regularly. So what I like to do when it comes to reflecting is I sit down on a Sunday, sometimes usually at the end of the month, and I look at my whole entire planner system and I try to reflect to see, you know, what went well, what didn't go so well. We do also have inserts in our shop where you can do a weekly reflection, a monthly reflection, and then usually for me, I do that on the end of month notes pages. So I'll come here and I'll just write down some big wins, some losses, anything that I need to improve on. That really helps. So set aside some time each week or each month to review your accomplishments and your challenges, okay? Because reflecting on your progress can really boost your motivation. And then 7, you want to celebrate those achievements, okay? You've reflected. And so now you want to highlight your achievements and your milestones, of course, and your planner is what's going to work best. Because seeing your progress, it really can reignite. Because seeing your progress, y'all, can really reignite your enthusiasm for your planner. And all of that should be in here. So that way when you're reflecting, which we just talked about, so that you can celebrate your achievements, it's in your planner. And so when you look at your planner, you can see those things, and you can see what you're able to accomplish. I also like to look on the weekly planner and see what I've gotten checked off. So what was I able to achieve? I usually check them off so that way I'll know. Sometimes it may not be in my weekly planner because those are just general tasks, but on my weekly spread, I like to see a good check mark. You know, whenever I see that I've been able to accomplish something, it really, really motivates me. You know, it's just a fact, you know, it's just how things work. So like, for instance, yesterday, I filmed a ton of reels. And I was so happy with myself to see all of these check marks here. So this just made me push forward in life in general with my goals, and then also made me want to reach for the planner to see what I was able to accomplish for the week, and then write in some more things that I can accomplish too, so that hopefully at the end of the week, everything is checked off. Now I know that may not be realistic every single time, but it does make me feel good to see those check marks. So you definitely want to make sure that you're, again, like we talked about in 6, reflect regularly so that you can celebrate your achievements, okay? Then next is to change your layout, okay? We talked about this before, and I think that is so important. I have a whole video on this channel about layouts, okay? And it's a layout guide of sorts so that you can see which layout is gonna work best for you, okay? And I have pretty much done it all, okay? So this is our new layout, and I love this layout for multiple reasons, because I can put all of the things in one spread. And so I'm gonna talk you through all of the different layouts in my planner to help to keep things fresh, because I don't use this planner in every single section, okay? So I'm able to put important things, habits, and I'm able to come here and check my habits off, which I do need to check some of those off. By the way, I have a calendar here. I have my top 3. I have my menu plan. I have my word of the week in my notes section. I have all of the tasks I need to be doing during the week. This layout is so awesome. Like, I really, really enjoy using it, okay? But remember, I told you I don't use it for every single part of my life, okay? When it comes to my menu planning, I do use it, but we do have a full menu planner. But when it comes to Addison's schooling here, we use a different layout, okay? We use the dashboard layout, okay? So this is another layout option that you may want to consider. And this tracks everything all in one week as well. And I have tons of inspiration videos on my channel here that you can go back and look at to see how you can use this, or just do a quick search on social media. You'll find lots of people using this sort of layout, okay? So that's what I use for Addison's schooling. And when it comes to my finances, I use a different layout. I use the month on one layout, okay? When it comes to fitness, and all of these layouts are interchangeable, by the way. So you can use all of these pretty much in any of these sections. So use whatever works for you, because you'll see I'm using the teacher planner in my work layout or my work section, and that is specifically made for teachers and students. That's how I made it, you know, for that. But I'm using it in my work section, and I kind of repurposed it to work for me. So you can do that as well. And so in my fitness section, I am using the fitness planner, which works for me, and I'm starting this in September. And then my faith section, I'm just using these fill paper inserts, which is okay as well. And then when we get to work, you'll see that I am using the teacher layout. Okay, and that is just what works for me in this particular section. So experiment with different layouts. There's so many different layouts, from daily, weekly, monthly, so that way you can find one that suits your needs to keep you engaged in your planner. That's what you want to do, okay? And I find that having different layouts throughout the different sections of my planner really helps to keep things fresh. Okay, next is to include self-care. So you want to dedicate a section of your planner to self-care activities like hobbies or personal growth. So for me, that's typically in my personal section. So as you can see, I have this page here for 50 best practices for living a well-designed life, which I printed from online from Day Designer. I've had this in my planner for so long, and this helps to just give you some ideas. And then I am planning a party, so I have a guest list there. I have some date night ideas. So I try to keep this section very minimal, but you do want to have a dedicated section in your planner where you can track those things to make sure that you're taking care of you as well. I think also for me, my fitness section works for that also, because this is all about me and my fitness. And then I also like to track on my weekly spread to remind myself to do self-care. And it's a shame that I have to do that, but I do have to remind myself to take care of myself instead of just always being focused on the family. So do whatever works for you, whether it be a full dedicated section or just a little spot in your planner to remind yourself to take care of yourself. So number 10 is to try time blocking. So allocate specific time blocks for tasks and activities, and this technique can really help you manage your time more effectively. So as you know, I have tried this in the past along with color coding, and y'all, for some reason I just couldn't make it work for me because I feel like I just don't go by time of day. I mean, certain tasks need to be completed at a certain time of day, but for the most part, I like to just kind of know all of my tasks and then I'll just complete them as the day goes along, and that's what works for me. But some people really swear by time blocking, and they say that it's really life-changing. I did try it, and I don't know, maybe I need to try it again to see if maybe I put in that full effort to try to make it work for me, because I do know that sometimes I am lollygagging or in space somewhere just off thinking about other things and not on task with certain things, and I may let time go by and I may take longer to do certain tasks. So I could see it being of benefit. It just didn't quite work for me. So maybe in the future we'll revisit that, but you may want to try that because maybe that's something that will help you and to keep you inspired and to keep you in that planner and help you to stay on track with your tasks. Number 11 is to use motivational quotes. Now, I love a good quote, and I'll typically just scour the internet just to see what I could find that helps me to motivate me and just give me a little pop of inspiration. A lot of sticker books also have quotes. So as you can see, one thing at a time here. This is just some old spreads that, again, I keep just to reflect back on. Also think positive. I like to just write certain things on little journaling cards here. Look, my thoughts become my reality. And some of that stuff just really helps with mindset. So I definitely would do some quotes here. We also have some quote sticky notes, so I keep those in my planner as well, I believe. We also have affirmation notepad, quote notepads that will be able to help you to write those things in. Okay, so I was gonna see if I could find the notepad for you. I might have to grab it out of my drawer here just so you can see how it looks, because it is so useful to be able to write in those quotes. So these are two things that have really helped me. So I didn't see any in my planner, so I'm definitely gonna have to grab some off of this sheet and this sheet to keep stored in my planner. So I would typically take a few off like this, and then this is a great place for it because it's right at the forefront of my planner, because you want it to be somewhere, of course, visual, not hiding in a section where you're never going to look at it, but that would be a great spot for that, right? Then I could see my quote when I first open my planner, and I could really use that as a motivational tool. That's what quotes are designed for, to just help to keep you motivated. And then, of course, sometimes it's not enough to just have it like that. You need it everywhere, so you may want to write it in your spread. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Oh, I really like that one. And then again, there's lots of sticker books that will help with that as well. So just try to integrate motivational quotes or affirmations throughout your planner just to help to keep you inspired. It really does work. All right, so that is the next tip. Definitely tap into those quotes and those motivational things to help you to keep pushing. 12. All right, so we are on to number 12, and this is an important one, okay? But you want to keep your planner handy, okay? If you don't keep it around you, then how are you going to use it? All right, so keep your planner in a place where you frequently spend time, and so that way you're more likely to use it consistently. So what I do is I carry this planner with me everywhere I go, all around the house. That way, if I think of something, I can quickly write it down. And when it comes to anything outside the house, I typically will put a note in my phone, and then I'll come back and transfer it into my planner. I don't always take this with me. I do have a little small on-the-go planner that I use. I also have a planner tote bag, and within that planner tote bag, y'all, I keep all of the things from all of my tools like we talked about earlier. I keep my stickers, which is another visual that I believe we touched on. I hope we did, because I talked it all up, right? I showed you all the spreads, but inside of that bag is where I keep all of the things, including my planner, and I just take that bag with me around the house, up to my bedroom, down to my office. That way I have everything available to me, and it's ready to to use, so that way I can make sure that I'm always constantly checking in with my planner to make sure I'm staying on track with all of the things that I wrote in my planner, okay? Like if I come and I spend all of this time and I write all of these things out in my planner just to not use it, what sense does that make, okay? So we want to make sure that we keep it somewhere nearby, and that's just going to help you to make sure that you make that happen, okay? Because I do notice that when I wasn't using my planner, it was because it was down here in my office. And when I transferred it back up to my bedroom next to my side table, I looked at it every night before bed and every morning when I woke up, and that made me pull it out and use it. Okay, so keep your planner handy somewhere available to you, so that way you remember to use it. It forces you to look at it every day, which means that you have no choice but to use it. Okay, number 13 is to add variety. So use different color fonts, writing styles to make your planner visually appealing and exciting to interact with. So some people do bullet journaling. I typically just like to write in my planner. I do use different fonts and things from time to time. So sometimes I may write like, lowercase, and then sometimes I might use the script writing. Sometimes I might use a sticker to indicate what I'm trying to say. I do try to switch things up when it comes to my handwriting. I think also I'm trying to work on my handwriting and getting it better. And so I just explore. I also do look on Pinterest, and that gives me inspiration. I'll pull things over into my iPad into Procreate, and I'll use that to practice my handwriting. So just try to add variety, whatever that means to you, with different colors. As you can see, from week to week, my spreads look different, so it's not always going to look the same. If I had planner spreads where every single week looked exactly the same, I definitely would not want to use it. It wouldn't inspire me. It would be boring. So you want to also make sure that from week to week, you're trying different things. You don't always have to be a neutral girl. I'm speaking to myself on that one. Sometimes you can spruce it up with a little color and add colors that you wouldn't typically use before, because I don't think that any of these spreads look bad. They're just, different, and different is good. Sometimes you have to add a little bit of versatility and a little bit of different color options and handwriting styles and all of that to your planning, just to keep it fresh. Okay, we are rounding things out, you guys. This is another one that is big for some people. Your girl tried it. It did not work for her, although I do like some of the elements of it, but it's to try bullet journaling. Okay, I did try that for a period of time. I tried to do the whole Amanda Rach Lee thing. If you don't know her, she's a YouTuber here, and she is awesome with her bullet journaling. She starts those pages from nothing and makes them into something, and I'm just not that girl, okay? But you can do that. Maybe try it and see if it'll work for you. Just try incorporating bullet journaling techniques, like making those different boxes and things, and just really try to make your planner more flexible and adaptable. And that's what bullet journaling will do for you, for real, okay? And then lastly is to review and adjust. This is so important. Regularly assess your planner to see if it's working for you. So again, that's why it's so important for you to keep some of those planners, no matter how old they may be. Keep them so you can review and you can reflect and you can make those needed adjustments to keep it effective and enjoyable. Okay, so remember, your planner is a tool that's supposed to help and lead you to a more organized and fulfilling life. Okay, so by infusing creativity, purpose, and adaptability into how you use it, you can fall back in love with your planner and make it an integral part of your daily routine. Okay, so that's it, you guys. Those are all of the tools that have helped me to get back into my planner, which we are fully back into, and I'm feeling real good about it. I feel more productive. I feel more energized. I feel like I can do anything, okay? So get back into your planner by any means necessary. Use all of the things that I mentioned to you in this video today to help to get you re-inspired, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you stopping by my channel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, so much so that you'll give me a thumbs up. You will consider subscribing to my channel if you're new here, and of course come back by and catch me for another one, in which case I'll see you then.